Scotland's courts deal with a wide range of offences, from careless driving to murder. So how do judges decide the right sentence for each offence? This short film, made by the Scottish Sentencing Council, helps explain. Every crime is different, and no two court cases are ever the same, but the way judges decide a sentence is the same. When sentencing, judges will consider a number of factors, including how serious the crime was. For example, did it result in harm being caused, or was it pre-planned? The judge will also consider the offender's circumstances. Let's take a look at one example. Fiona is walking home. Suddenly a man blocks her way. He demands her mobile phone, pulling a knife from his pocket and threatening her. Fiona is very scared and hands over her phone. The man runs away. The police later charge him with robbery. His name is Jamie and he is aged 19. The offence means Jamie must appear in court. There are 3 types of criminal court in Scotland. The Justice of the Peace, or JP Court, deals with the least serious offences, such as speeding. More serious cases, including most assaults, are heard in the Sheriff Court. The most serious cases of all, such as murder, are heard in the High Court. Maximum sentences are set by the Scottish Parliament, and they are different in the 3 types of court. For example, the maximum prison sentence that can be given in the Justice of the Peace Court is 60 days. In the Sheriff Court, it is up to 5 years. And in the High Court, a life sentence is possible. Jamie's case is heard in the Sheriff Court. He admits the robbery and the sheriff is told that he has robbed before. She must now decide what sentence to give him. In most cases, the more serious the crime, the more severe the sentence. So what are some of the factors that might make this crime more serious? Jamie used a knife, and he has robbed before. Other factors could make the sentence less severe. Jamie pled guilty. He admitted the crime as soon as he could. This will spare Fiona and other witnesses from having to give evidence at a trial and save the court time and money. Jamie is also sorry for the harm he caused. In deciding the sentence, the sheriff also needs to consider Jamie's circumstances, whether he is able to pay a fine, for example, and what sentence might help him change his behaviour so he doesn't offend again. This will save someone else becoming his victim in the future. The sheriff will also consider the concerns of the wider community and whether people need to be protected from Jamie. In this case, Fiona can write a victim statement about how the crime has affected her. The judge may take this into account when deciding the sentence. Fiona contacts Victim Support Scotland for guidance. Judges in Scotland have a number of sentencing options. For less serious cases, a judge can fine the offender, ordering them to pay money to the court. A compensation order is another type of payment. It is paid by the offender to a victim who has been injured or distressed or had property damaged. The money is paid through the court with no direct contact between the victim and the offender. Another option is to order the offender to do certain things to pay back to the community. Community payback orders can involve unpaid work like gardening tasks in public parks, supervision, working with a social worker to change offending behaviour, or treatment for alcohol or drug addiction. If an offender doesn't follow a community payback order, they can be sent back to court and may be given a prison sentence. Prison is the most severe sentence and is normally only used if there is no other way of dealing with an offender. Offenders who are sent to prison will normally spend at least half of their time in custody and the rest in the community. If they commit another crime in the community before their sentence is finished, they can be sent straight back to prison. anyone under the age of 21 is sentenced to detention in a young offenders institution instead of prison. If Jamie were sent to a young offenders institution, any time he had spent in detention waiting for his case to be heard in court would count as part of his sentence. If a person has committed a serious crime, they can be put on parole in the community when they are released. This means that they must obey certain rules. Conditions can include wearing an electronic tag to restrict where they may go. As a victim, Fiona has the right to be told when Jamie will be released from prison through the Victim Notification Scheme. In some cases, victims can tell the Parole Board or the Scottish Prison Service about concerns they may have for their safety. For more information on how to join the scheme, contact the Scottish Prison Service. As a victim, Fiona also has the right to know what sentence the sheriff gives Jamie and the reasons for it. She telephones the Sheriff Court where Jamie's case was heard and is told the sentence by a clerk. If she wants to know the reasons for the sentence, she can write a letter to the court. The Scottish Sentencing Council prepares guidelines on sentencing for different crimes to help judges make their decisions and to help people better understand how sentences are decided. These guidelines promote consistency in sentencing across Scotland, whether a crime is committed in Lerwick or Livingston. For a list of helpful contacts, see the Scottish Sentencing Council website at www.scottishsentencingcouncil.org.uk/useful-links